ain't nothing like a funky beat.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting Guapish at the Disco episode where we review albums incredibly enthusiastically. This is of course Jackson, your host as always, and we're reviewing the 2018 album Esoteric Malacology by the band Slugdge, or however you pronounce it. Not Slugdge. If you say that, you're dumb apparently, according to the creator of the band. Who knows how you pronounce it, though? It's impossible. It's some British magic word or some shit. Who knows? Anyways, we've got, of course, the other two people that are also on this podcast, that being Tanner, who just got back from a late night in Venezuela.
That's right, everyone. I can't wait to be played by Mark Wahlberg in the upcoming movie about it.
Hell yeah. And, of course, we have the man he captured, Tanichi.
I just want to let the owners and creators of Audacity know that your days of living free with like not worrying about your life, they're fucking over.
As Tanichi alluded to, I'm going to break the fourth wall a bit. This is, in fact, our second take on reviewing this. Audacity crashed, so we had to restart like 20 minutes of recording. Anyways, we're going to look past that. That's in the past. It doesn't matter. This is a concept album about a slug god, mollusk god maybe is the better word for it, mollusca. What? No way! I know, it's crazy. You guys have probably listened to it before, given you're reviewing it, so this is going to maybe be some mind-blowing shit. It's a concept album, almost an hour long, 8 songs, about a slug god coming and conquering universes and such. It's a fun time. A lot of the songs, move into each other. It's a very flowing album in that way. And let's flow right into Tanichi's overall thoughts about it. And here, I'm going to even give you a challenge, Tanichi. You cannot say the word owls a single time in your overall thoughts.
Yeah.
You can't, for no particular reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hanging on my thread, people.
You've got this, man.
I really like this album. This album was great. I did not waste all my opinions on this album 20 minutes ago. But in an attempt to keep in line with Jackson's challenge, I think the drums and the guitars on this album are incredible, but they are outmatched by the lyrics. And unfortunately, because I've heard better recently, it has drastically affected my feelings towards any and all metal, as I've come to find out. Yeah, drastically. Yeah.
Listen, man, you ever heard of having 2 cakes?
Yeah, but this is the problem. I don't want a second cake. I'm still not over the first one, oh boy.
It was months ago, man. It was like 6 months ago we reviewed this album.
That's the problem. I'm still eating leftovers of that cake right now. Right now. I've saved the album, the whole album. I want to rescore. You know what I mean? I said things in that review about subtle change that I just don't agree with anymore upon my 50th listen.
I gave us the challenge of you not saying the word owls, but we somehow ended up talking more about the album than I think the first take we did of it. Let's just, he liked the album. That's the TLDR. Tanner, did you like the album?
Dude, I did enjoy it. I found this album to be, remarkably consistent. Pretty much every song in here was around the same 2 ranks for me, except for one, which was a massive standout. But yeah, I agree with what you guys have been saying. Solid guitar work. I like the drums. I like the vocals. I think the concept of the story is pretty interesting and a little fun, we'll say. And, I appreciate that in the singing, we can't tell that he's British.
Yeah, honestly, that's something I hadn't considered, but you're so facts. I literally would not know these guys are from the UK unless I looked it up, which of course I did in fact look it up. This guy is shockingly, interviewable. There's a lot of just random interviews. We could probably get the fucking guy that, owns the band to interview us. Or, no, we interview him.
We can get him to review the house that Jack built with us.
Let's have him as a special guest on our episode.
The crazy dude?
Idea. Yeah, so I guess Tanichi alluding to it.
Probably loved that movie.
The guy is crazy that owns the band, unrelated to the movie that we're watching. He goes in and out of psych wards apparently, and he's been kind of MIA, or not fully MIA, but largely MIA since this album came out because of mental health issues, which is a bummer, but also it really speaks to how something like this even forms, because who the fuck is sane of mind and makes an album like this? You know, I just can't fathom it. It's just so out there, and I am with both of you guys. I think something that holds it up very highly for me is just the lyricism, the songwriting. It's just very interesting and novel to me. There is, like Tanner said, a ton of really good riffs. There's just so many really good riffs in basically all of these songs. It's very consistent quality overall. I don't think there's any songs that like really stand out in a bad way. I like everything here. I think it's all great. Big fan. The guitar is definitely the thing that stands out the most from like an instrumental's perspective. There's just so many really good guitar riffs. If you're a guitar fan, this shit is gonna knock your fucking socks off, absolutely. The drums weren't bad. They're programmed. I think I can pretty easily tell that they're programmed. They have some fun rolls and stuff and some interesting things they do with them. I'm not crazy about the tone of them. And it is, unfortunately, I was just ragging on Teach about the Two Cakes thing, but I have heard some really good drums in some of the metal albums that we reviewed, and I don't think this compares to that really. But you know, it's not a bad thing. I think they do their job, which is kind of what drums are there for. There isn't any like fun like drum solos or anything. That's not what you're here for with this type of album. The lyrics, of course, big standout. The person singing them is also kind of a standout for me. A lot of what goes into this album is like really on another level almost. Like there's just so many really good things that aren't like at that same level do stick out, even though they're not bad. And one of those things, at least for me, is just like the vocal performance. I don't think it's anything like exemplary or whatever. It's fine. It's not like bad, but like it didn't stand out in any way. I'm not crazy about like the actual like growling performance. I think it's just whatever. I think the cleans are also just totally serviceable. I don't think they're anything like super good. They do some fun stuff with the vocals, like in Future Fairy Tale, when they go into like that like choir-esque scenario. I think it's interesting. They do also just go in between like cleans and growls and like these like deep gutturals a lot, which like there's just a lot they do with them, but I just don't think it's anything like super standout, at least for me. I'm mostly here to listen to that sick fucking guitar. And speaking of the vocals too, in that same vein, with those deep gutturals, the guy just sounds gross and nasty. And I'm not crazy about that sound personally, but also I think from like a thematic point of view, it works really well with the album just because of the subject matter of these like gross, nasty slug people coming and conquering fucking planets, you know? I think it fits. It literally feels like you're listening to one of the subjects of Mollusca singing these songs, which is maybe what the intention is. I'm not entirely sure. If it is, it works. If it's not, then who fucking knows? You know? You're a genius, man. You did it without even knowing you were doing it. Another thing I like about it a lot that I think I alluded to already is just these songs just flow into each other, and it makes it really easy to just pick up the song and just keep listening to it. And I have a problem where like I listen to one song like Crop Killer, and the transition to the Spectral Burrows from Crop Killer is just so fucking good that it makes me want to just keep listening to the album, and I end up just listening to like 3 or 4 songs at a time, basically every time I pick up any random song in my playlist, which is a uniquely this album kind of problem. I've never had something like that happen before. Like with one of our previous albums we reviewed, where Owls Know My Name, it happened to a lesser degree there, but this one, like basically every song has some form of transition into the next one, and it makes it really hard to just listen to one song singularly. And it also kind of harms it if you're not listening to it like fully in order, which, you know, to some people might be a downside. Maybe you like to just like pick up a song randomly. If you're not like fully into just like listening to something front to back, it could be an issue. For me, it's totally fine because I think it's fun that way. But like adding some random song to your playlist might be weird because it'll just be like a total non sequitur with the like intro transition and the outro to another thing. But I think they do it in a good way. It's not like fucking, what the hell's the name of that like Christian rock band that we reviewed, where they have like a minute of just some random bullshit happening that makes no fucking sense.
Skillet?
Which one?
Yeah, Skillet. Yeah, where fucking Skillet has just some fucking random bullshit at the end of a song that's just completely fucking pointless without context of like what it goes into. And I think it's a lot better. There's shorter transitions in this one, and I think they're more fun, and I think they actually fit thematically with the rest of the song too. Like Crop Killer is very like psychedelic and kind of like trippy, and then I think the intro into the Spectral Burrows still sounds like it's part of Crop Killer. It's just kind of like a weird intro or weird outro kind of sound, but it goes into the next one, and it works very well. Anyways, I've got more overall thoughts, but let's fucking pick up the pace here and move over to some standout songs. Tanner, you said you had a big one. What is it, and is it good?
That's right, guys, and unlike last review, I'm not gonna avoid the joke. So 7 out of 8 of these songs got a rating of 6 or 7 from me.
Came in my fucking pants.
But one of them got a flat 10 out of 10. And that was Putrid Fairy Tale. I think that song is fucking kick-ass. It is so sweet. I'm pretty sure it's the fastest song on the album, and the guitar solo fucks, the breakdown at the end, holy shit, it's a really fucking good kick-ass song, and I love it a lot.
Hell yeah. I'm with you. Putrid Fairy Tale is a banger. I do like the lyrics of that song specifically because of the build-up to that breakdown you had described, or like the choir thing I had mentioned before as well, where it's like just such a unique sounding experience at the end of the song, and the lyrics, like I almost want to like pull them up to describe exactly what's going on. Hold on. Future Jackson, cut this shit out. I said, blinded by caustic storm, the slamming of cyclopean doors held aloft, the orb ignites, nowhere to run now from the light. Such insane imagery in those. Like, you can literally just imagine these massive fucking like doors and like a sun basically coming out and blinding you, and then like it's this like holy choir-esque sound about it. It's so fucking cool, and I'm a big fan of that song as well. Bass standout pick. Tanichi, what are your standouts?
I basically have 3, and it's War Squids, the Beckoning Seal, and the Disillusion of Mortality. I just like the way these 3 sort of flow into it.
Okay, pause. What the fuck are the other 2? Those aren't even songs on the album. Or are you just reading out lyrics that were on those songs?
I think I might just be reading out the lyrics. I don't know. I'm vaguely looking at my notes. It's the first 3. Okay. Jackson vaguely alluded to this, but it has a structure to the story, and there's a shift in tone. And basically, I think the first part is, holy shit, our planet is being attacked by slugs. And then the second part is not as important, but it's still something he nails, which is that humanity's fucked and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, one of the things I mentioned was, it was a fucking lyric. I'm an idiot. Fuck. I'm so everywhere. I'm just angry. Give me a second.
We're in uncharted territory now. We haven't gotten to this part of the review before.
The spectral burrows.
We cut off 10 minutes now as well. We're killing it.
The spectral. Yeah, dude, 10 minutes of content cut out. Yeah, that's good. It was good too. It wasn't bad. This is gonna be one of our better. Whatever.
We're looking past it.
Yeah, dude, the spectral burrows, I think is like the third one that brings this sort of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's sort of this like, I want to say impending doom. Like, it gives me like dread because it's like, you can't depend on anyone. Like, no one's coming to help. Like, next is about these slug people, and Jackson sort of mentioned it. And Tanner sort of mentioned it in a previous fucking recording that's lost probably, about the narrator being like, he didn't like the narrator. But from my perspective, like, we're listening to him first see the slugs and then I want to say like record the history of the slugs, if that makes sense. Like, we're watching him sort of like describe to us what's going on, like, and I think there's some value in that, whether it's not right or if it's coming from like an unreliable narrator per se. There's still value in the perspective of what's going on, and I think the perspective he gives is incredible. I want to say slightly even better than the perspective given in Owls, which makes me like this album so much. It's just the overall general music surrounding the lyrics that I'm like, damn, Owls did so much better at, that makes me like a little bit lesser on this album.
Of those first 3, War Squids, Crop Killer, and the Spectral Burrows, which one would you say is your favorite?
The Spectral Burrows, absolutely. Like, easily. I didn't like it. It's not on my like songs, but Like, sometimes when listening to metal now, I think, damn, this reminds me of this part in Owls. That song doesn't do it for me. I'm just like, fuck, this song's really good.
Interesting. Anyways, I'm very positive about this album. I think it's a fucking banger. And like I'm with Tanner, but like bumping up the scores by like 2, where I think every one of these songs is fucking sweet in their own right. They're all really strong for me. And it's hard to find like standouts for that. If I had to pick like 3 of my favorites, Crop Killer is, I would probably say, my favorite song on it. I just really like that Lumen guitar. I think the lyrics are probably the most interesting, at least for me. Even if I don't fully agree with the perspective they're trying to bring, I just think it's interesting. And there's just a lot of really cool lines, like there's no alpha wolves, only those struggling to survive the state of nature. Domestic animals, lost without the trappings of civilization. It's just cool. That's the stuff about like the fucking talons in your neck of like the vultures, and there's the blood going down, and what the fucking, like, what the fuck is it called? Like trickle down economics or some shit, There's just really cool lyricism in there, or what the fuck is it? Pray you don't become. There's just a bunch of really cool lines in that song, and I think it easily is my favorite. If I was going to go with 2 other ones, I would probably say Slave Goo World. I really fucking like that song. It's super heavy, it's super intense. It's got a really cool, clean chorus that I'm just a really big fan of, and the chugging section with the guitar is really fucking cool at the end. I'm a really big fan of that one as well. And then my other one I throw in that bunch as well is Salt Thrower. I just think the structure of that song is really interesting to me, where it's got like the 2 really unique parts of it. I think the first part, it's a lot slower than the rest of the album, but I think it works as like almost like an intermediary kind of like break almost for it. But I still think it sounds fucking cool and awesome. And then the lyrics work really well with that section building up into the second half, where it's like almost somebody being reborn as maybe like a thrall, or just like in like a metaphorical sense, who knows, or even just like what the afterlife is like for them. And it's a lot more intense and heavy, and it's super fun. There's like a really interesting strumming thing going on with it. It's just a really good fucking song. But genuinely speaking, at any given moment, basically every song in this album could be a toss-up. I really like Future Fairy Tale as well. The Spectral Burrows is fucking awesome as well. War Squids is really fucking nice too. War Squids is a great intro to the album. There's also, that one also has a ton of really fun lyrics, like fucking we'll blacken the stars with the power of the atom. That shit's just fucking cool, man. There's a lot of just really fun lines in all of these songs. I will say though, one thing that holds War Squids back for me is it's a fucking fade out. Why did it use the fucking fade out? Nothing else in this album has a fucking fade out except for War Squids, and it doesn't even feel justified.
I agree with you so much there. I noticed that too. I'm like, what is up with this fade out?
It doesn't make sense. Every other song has like these really cool and unique like transition works into other things. It feels like War Squids is like almost singled out with the rest of them. Like conceptually it makes sense in the album, but like the way they structure it just feels very strange to me with that fade out. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I still think it's a fantastic song. I still think it's a fantastic song. I wish they had some sort of transition into Crop Killer. Alas, it is what it is. I don't like fade outs. I don't think that's a justified fade out. I'm not going to give this album kudos points just because I like it a lot. It still is going to get the fucking stamp of shame for having a stupid fucking fade out in it. I think the song that probably doesn't stand out the most for me, I still like the song a lot, is Limo Vincit Omnia. I think it's a really good song. It just doesn't reach the heights, I guess, of everything else in the album, at least for me. I do think the name of it is fun, though, where like it's twisting Amor Vincit Omnio, or Omnia, that like popular Latin phrase about like love triumphs all or something. It makes it like fucking
slime.
Yeah, like slime or filth triumphs all. I just think it's fucking fun, it's cool. And they have like a whole chorus that's in Latin about it. It's just interesting, dude. It really just speaks to what this album is trying to do as a whole and how it does it all very well, I would say. Anywho, do you guys have any closing thoughts on Esoteric Malacology you'd really want to get your voice heard on?
If he's got nothing to say, I'd like to reiterate, Audacity owners, I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
And I'll say to the Audacity owners, I've been using your product for like 10 years now. I've never really had any problems with it. It functions pretty well, so keep up the good work over there.
I'm making like a
Your
heart with
days
my hands right now.
are
Audacity.
fucking numbered.
There's 2 wolves in the Guapish at the Disco podcast.
3 months.
I will say, closing thoughts on the album are pretty much identical to my overall thoughts. I think it's a good album. I like it. I love Putrid Fairy Tale. And it'll be interesting to see what this guy does in the future, assuming it is not a sexual assault.
If he could get out the mental institution long enough.
Yeah, poor guy. Genuinely, it sounded like I was like not hitting on him. Fucking, what's the word? Riffing on him a bit at the start. That was not my intention. I do hope if you are listening to it, creator and I suppose lead band member of this band, I think your work's incredible. I hope that you get the help you need and that you're able to get back on the right track. I want to hear more shit from you. I've heard your previous album. I've heard this one. They're fucking bangers. I want to hear more of this shit. I hope that you're able to get that shit fucking solved and be in a better spot, my man.
This guy sounds to me like he took Reddit atheism so far that it literally incapacitated him.
That's just the average British man.
If you by some miracle are listening, I don't want you to fix it at all. I want you to put pen to paper. Tell us what you're going through the medium of song.
But also like in the medium of talking about it through the context of mollusca.
Why don't you suck my slug, eh?
Oh my goodness. Anyways, I don't fucking know who of you two would have the lower overall rank. It's really a toss-up. I'm gonna assume, Tanner, you probably are the lower of the two.
I kind of assumed Tanichi would be the lower of the two. I am placing this album at a very strong 8 out of 10.
I do have the lower of the two then, because I think it's got a strong 7.
Interesting. I figured you would have liked it more, Tanichi. And personally, I'm really in a toss-up between an 8 or a 9. I think just from like me, I've just been addicted to this album. I'm not even gonna front. I've been listening to it fucking constantly. I don't think it's close to Owl's in terms of like a general quality standpoint. Both of these albums, Where Owls Know My Name and Esoteric Malacology, were touted as like some of the best metal albums of that year. They're both from 2018. And I get it. I think they're both absolute fucking bangers, and they're really good in their own right, but for different reasons. But I still have listened to both of them. I definitely listened to Owls more, but I've listened to this one an obscene amount as well, and I probably have to give it the higher of my 2 ranks just because of that, which is a 9 out of 10. I could see myself lowering it to an 8 at some point when I stop being like so fucking addicted to listening to it constantly. But it's just so much fun. It's so easy to get lost listening to it. And especially, like, it's rare for me where I have an album where I actually go out and seek, like, reading the lyrics and understanding them. And, I have to give it props for that. And unsurprisingly, it's 7, 8, and a 9 averages out to an 8 out of 10 overall, which puts it at our, technically it's tied for 3rd highest album currently, has the same rank as That's Why I Give Up on Music, and it is 0.3 lower than Thriller, and 0.3 higher than Earn and Mesmerize. How interesting.
Wowza. My turn to pick an album, eh?
Is it?
Dude, it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
I'm gonna do that thing again where I just hit shuffle on my liked songs playlist and we see what comes up.
Oh man.
The last time I did this, we got that Steven Universe album.
Oh man.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that when you go, that sometimes it can give you one of the smart shuffle options, which means it's not something that you actually liked, it's something it thinks you'll like.
So we're going to be listening bullshit
to the 2010 album Asylum by Disturbed.
Oh, what?
Tanichi, you're pogging. I don't know if that's for a good or a bad reason. I don't know anything about Disturbed. I think I've heard the name of the band before.
You've heard the song. I'm fucking blanking here. What's their big popular song?
Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, Down with the
that
Sickness.
Or
That's
fucking
album, though.
that or their remake. Their remake. I have to fucking say their remake of Sounds of Silence.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And this is specifically the deluxe edition of this album.
The deluxe edition.
Whoa,
okay.
we can do that.
Yeah,
that's the one it pulled up.
That's crazy.
which does have a live version of Down with the Sickness, so I guess we are getting to review that song. And very funny, this has 15 songs, almost twice as many songs, but it's only an hour and 3 minutes, so it's shorter.
It's not any of that fucking bullshit that I keep picking that's like 10-minute average runtime per song. What's up with this fucking Jackson guy? What's his fucking problem?
Anyways, if you want to interesting album.
If you want to listen to us review this very interesting album, that being Asylum by Disturbed, then please tune in next time. Well, we'll do just that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.